Earlier I told you this is what I'd like to do. I would prefer that these butterflies not be under my hamstring. So I'd like to lay one leg dead, okay? So that that leg is my escaping leg. So I don't want those things underneath me, preferably. I would love to be able to drop this elbow inside here. I would love to be able to do what I said earlier, because at this point I got to make a commitment to turn, because I got to get this knee to this elbow. So make this commitment and push and turn. Perfect. And now that knee just came in, and that's what I would like to do, okay? There's different things. We might have to kip if he comes up too high, but in the beginning, this is what you're looking to do. Lay that leg flat. Come back a second. I can't tell you how many people I see lift this leg upside, and this guy's on a hook inside here, and they're trying to buck him off, and there's no dead leg in the center back there. And then like, how do you think you were going to get him off? That's totally different. Now I got to start kipping him out, okay? But in the beginning, when he first got up into a mount, I selected a side, because when we first came up, if he beat me on the turn, right, whatever way Danny came up, right, I realized, oh, damn, he came up on a mount already. So I dead leg one, and I fight to get my elbow line in one. I don't want him spinning on my backside, because I still have to make a commitment. If I make a commitment too much without, that's what happens, okay? So I'm keeping this frame like I talked about earlier. You can start to see it's like, this is the same game. It just looks different from different angles. It's the same freaking frame, okay? Now I go into the turn, and I'm fighting to get that bottom elbow perfect. I'm gonna make this commitment that the guy's on top of me like this, okay? And he's leveraged this way. Sai, I want you to recover. Yes, sir. Exactly. And I'd like it to also be that you take this leg. Let me in there for a second. Meaning this. The recovery is beautiful, but I really would like to take the leg. So with a dead leg like this, I'm like this. As I get here, I got one kneecap in. Why can't we do what we've been doing, which was elevating him, right? I just took my leg out, right? Either this way, like we did the other day. Same thing, isn't it? I turn, I reap, now I expose the heel, and I'm on the same position, right? The only thing different, he's on top of me, right? This is where we were. I got my knee line in, and he's like this, and my hands were here. You're not controlling my head. I can kind of do anything I want to you. If I want to just lift you up a little bit, pockets exposed for the reap. So now as I hold this position, that's that same move. Come back a second, right? Remember the other day where we lifted him like this, and I threw him up, and I was like this, and I told you, same thing. What's the difference? Because I started with one leg like this, right? This is the same thing. I just added another bell and whistle that I took us this way, or potentially I came in this way to, see right there, I came in this way to hook this leg, and now take it into this whole double trouble series where I expose this one, right? So it's the same position, same exact position. I just need you to recognize it faster and faster and faster. That's all I need you to do, okay? So we're gonna do right now from mounted position, right? The only thing different, same exact elevation, same everything, right? Difference, I was here the other day, last week we were like this, I went like this, I dropped, and whether I attack this leg or this leg, same thing, legs long, right? Come back. I'm like this, I was like this, dead leg, right? Same position. I can lift him at any point. Only different days a little bit higher, who cares? At this point, my hand was here. You don't have any control of my hand, my head. At any point, I could hike this shoulder out of the way, full pockets exposed, heels on, right? So same exact thing. I just need you to recognize you're in that same spot. Let's apply the same move, okay? Let's partner up. Only as strong as your weakest link. No matter how tight the chain is, whatever the weakness is, you'll expose it. A high-level player. If Sai did everything right, do everything, Sai? I'm going to explain something. I'm like this. Stay right. Okay, stay right there. Initially, right, there's already, this isn't bad. Come back 1 second this way. So Sai's going to come this way. And now this guy's like here trying to hold on to you. He just realizes this goes to a Y wedge here, and I hike the shoulder high. Stay right there for me. He's going to fight off of his hands to back up, right? Or run away from me. This hand now transfers behind the lat before this guy drops low, right? Because I gotta stop. But if I'm going and not hiking the shoulder out of my way to expose the rear lat, so now no matter what Danny does, it's hard for him to get back to save the leg. He's got to make a commitment to run, which exposes his pocket even more. But yeah, but so I don't want you to start going. I see something, not everybody. So I did it right, and I don't have a problem with the hand placements. I'm just telling you a lot of times, because you were like this, go back 1 second, right? Go back 1 sec. Just stay up for 1 second. Initially, right, we're like this. When we first knee elbow escape, the knee, this was that knee that elbowed, this hand was here. This hand has a quicker time gap to this, right? So now this gets hiked up, this exposes this. And now this guy comes in here, so this guy can drop to here, right? But if I'm not understanding my weakest link in the move, I'm gonna have an issue on a high level player, because he can run away from me, and I wouldn't mind that, but I don't want this big heavy dude coming back and securing the back of my skull, and I'm trying to get on this head through here. But where is Sai now? Wrong hand on side, reaching low, and now he's starting to bury this leg back in and trying to make and yeah, I know, but you didn't do anything over here, right? So try your best to capture the patterns, because you're back to the same saying, you're only as strong as your weakest link, man. I don't care how strong the chain is, right? So these hands were like this. This guy was here, this guy was framed. When I start hiking him up, this guy's Y wedge, this guy's crossed. Okay, so let's partner up again. Good job.